Right, we're back watching UFC Fight Night. We're on the last prelim. Thus far, I'm 4-2 on my picks. Last time issue was out there. I don't know. I don't know. 4-2 on my prelims so far. Douglas looks to be in control so far. Hey, close the door. All right. We'll go through a recap here. They're at the end of this fight. Good kick by Emmers, but Douglas comes in aggressively with the punches. Oh, oh. Wow. That was a huge upset. Emmers just won by a knockout. Was looking like Douglas had the power advantage. It's backing him up the whole time, and Douglas just caught, or Emmers just caught Douglas, put him down. Holy smokes, man. So I guess I'm 4-3 on my prelim picks. I did pick Dyers to win. I picked McVeigh to win. I picked Young to win. That was a very close fight. Went the distance, went to the decision. And Doris, I don't know. I don't know. You have to go get a cup. All right. So Dorsonville won. And then Barbosa won, which I called Barbosa. I did call Padilla. He got the last second victory. And I thought Kennedy would pull this off, and he came out with his hands down and got knocked out by Gaziv. And then we just saw Douglas, who I called for winning this fight, get knocked out by Emmers. So 4-3 on my prelim picks. Let's go to our main card and let's look at the first two main card fights of the night. We do have a 6-fight main card tonight because it's only one 5-rounder. Went, we all know about Went. 7-0, just fought on the Contender Series and got his contract fighting Terrence Chapman. 5-1. One win by decision, 4 wins by knockout, 1 loss by decision, which was a split decision. Hasn't really fought anybody we know of. No familiar names there. So yeah, 29 years old. Probably gonna have to go with Wint for sure on this one. Obviously a huge favorite, 7-0. 1 decision, 5 KOs, and 1 submission. Right. So yeah, we're going Went here for sure. Now this one I'm having a hard time with. I know Judice is a favorite. Our opponent is 8-0 though. I mean, I don't think they're giving her enough respect. Who's Judice fought that we know? And she does have a win over Juliana Miller. I think we saw Juliana Miller a few weeks ago. Ultimate Fighter winner. Split decision win to get into the UFC, and then 2 knockouts after that. But I mean, I could not pick those 2 girls out of a police lineup if you put them in front of me. I don't know either of those girls. She lost a split decision on the Contender Series, then got her first fight in the UFC and lost that one on a split decision. So she is 3-1 in the UFC so far. 2 have gone the distance. I do think she's a tough girl, but close the door, Christian. All right, but her opponent is undefeated. Is her second fight in the UFC. Wow. She got into the UFC off a split decision win and then won her first fight in the UFC by a split decision. Same girl that her opponent fought, that Dubin, I believe. Let's double check that. She had a finish. How'd she beat Dubin? She beat Dubin by a head kick KO in the first round. Wow. So that's a common opponent. She beat her by a head kick KO, and opponent tonight beat her by a split decision. Oh, man. That's a tough one to call. I know Judice is a favorite. I'm going to go with Chavez in this fight, though. Sometimes you got to go with the underdog. I'm going with Chavez. Might not be a best pick, but obviously I'm going with the favorite here, going with the underdog over here. All right, I'll give you my picks on the next few here in a minute. Dang. David won bet $23 and got 92 back on this that last fight of the night. Last prelim there. Main event, it's a really good matchup. All right, so 4-3 on my prelims, going Anthony Wendt and Jacia Chavez in the first 2 main card fights. Looks like we got a few minutes till we actually start the main card. Go ahead, advertise my stream here. Pretty interesting that Hernandez got beat by Sean Strickland. It's coming into this fight having trained a bunch with Sean Strickland now. What am I doing? Not what I wanted to do. Well, I didn't want to do that. Did the wrong thing there. Just copying that and then sending it over to Facebook. So this is the second fastest a fighter has gone from fighting on the Contender Series to fighting in the UFC. Right. Sharing my link. All right. Dang. That was pretty crazy. See ya. Douglas was 14-5. His opponent was 22-8. A lot more experience. All right. So, yeah, quite a few of you over here on Rumble. Thanks for joining us. So like I said earlier, I didn't get around to doing this live stream to talk about a few up and coming fighters who have a lot of hype around their names right now. Let me go to my other window here. All right. So guys, we're going to be talking about our Yaroslav Amosov from Ukraine, Kiev, Ukraine. So, interesting thing, they call him, people are saying that this is the guy that could beat Islam Makhachev, but I got thinking about it. I really don't think they're going to have a Ukrainian fighter fight a Russian fighter while those two countries are actively at war. So we probably won't see that fight. So, I mean, if he works his way up to a title fight, it'll probably have to be against somebody else. So that's one guy we're going to look at. The other guy has not made his UFC debut yet. He's going to be fighting on the Contender Series, Akbar Abdullayev from Kyrgyzstan. So he will be fighting on the Contender Series in a few weeks here on September 15th. To get into the UFC, has a 100% finishing rate, 13-0. 12 wins by KO and 1 by submission. So we're going to watch some of both those guys' fights. And I'm going to give live reaction as I watch those fights and highlights of both those guys. That will be exclusively on Rumble and probably Kick, but it will not be on YouTube. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, definitely, sign up on Rumble so you can see all of my content. Right. Getting ready for our first fight of the evening on the main card. Pretty good prelims. Let's look back at them here really quick. I don't want to refresh this, but I can tell you guys how everybody won. Dyer won by a TKO in the 3rd round of a fight that should have been stopped a little bit sooner, I felt like. She was just murdering Elise Reed. Then we had McVeigh get the KO on Schultz, I believe, in the 1st round. This one went the distance. I thought it was super, super close. Honestly, thought maybe Young had it. Could have gone either way. This one ended, I believe, in the 1st round by a knockout by Barbosa. And then we had Chris Padilla win by a arm triangle choke, a technical submission at 4 minutes and 59 seconds of round number 3. Then Kennedy was jumping around with his hands down. Coming up from light heavyweight, you probably don't want to be doing that a bit against a big heavyweight with knockout power. He got his chin touched and got knocked out. Then we had Emmers got the KO. Hey, get down, boys. Boys, get down. Get down. No. Down. Down. Quit. Get down. Alice. Out of the window.
Now.
Audrey, I don't need your help. Get down. Get down. All right. So then we saw, like I said, we saw Emmers get the first round knockout. Huge underdog, knocks out Douglas in round number 1. All right. So what's going on with my preview screen over here on Kick? Whoa. All right, it's back up. All right. Stay out of that window. Get out of the window. No. All right. So everybody fell off all of a sudden when I was yelling at my dogs. Going with the favorite went in this next fight, and then going with the underdog in the second fight. Atlas, I'm gonna beat you if you don't get out of that window. Oh my gosh, I'm watching a video here.
She got nothing left, man. You gotta call this for your fighter, dude. She don't want to fight. She don't want to fight, man. She got nothing left, bro. You better call this for your fighter. She doesn't want to say it.
You know, all right, so that video I was watching was of Elise Reed's corner asking her what she wanted to do. She wouldn't really respond. They did not call the fight. Person doing the video said that the fight should have been called. I definitely think the referee should have stopped the fight a little bit sooner than he did. Atlas, get out of the window. You're blinding me. Get out of the window. Out of the window, boys. Go. Go. Get down. All right. Now I got 3 of you back on. We're getting ready for the main card to start. I am 4-3 on my prelim picks. A few of you on Kick and a few of you on Rumble right now. Don't know what's going on with YouTube tonight. I had so many people on YouTube on Thursday for the yeah, it's working on YouTube. So many people on YouTube on Thursday for the UFC BJJ. So I did have a couple interesting things that popped up about UFC BJJ. I've got those over on my slides. Number one, before we even get to that, PFL happening tonight. Might see if I can try to get that to play on my iPad here in a minute. Oh, somebody popped up on YouTube. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. We are watching UFC Fight Night. I was just talking about the fact that PFL is happening over on ESPN, and you can't watch it unless you have an ESPN subscription, which I don't know anybody that does. I mean, I have ESPN Plus still, but you can't watch on ESPN Plus unless you have a regular ESPN account or ESPN subscription on cable. So I do not. So I'm not going to be watching those fights. I'll try to watch. Maybe I'll watch the Cyborg fight tomorrow. Really not super familiar with most of the rest of these people. Obviously, she fought for the belt in the UFC and fought one of the top fighters in PFL, and Dakota Ditcheva. I'll sit in the window again. What's going on out in front of my house? Nicholas Zivar still over there? Right. All right. So yeah, that's happening over on ESPN right now. May grab my iPad over off the table and see if I can watch some of that. I can find a stream of it. You guys, shh, guys, quietly put your shoes on. Shh, shh. All right. Oh, gotta love grandkids and neighbor kids, right? All right, but this is our card for the UFC tonight. Pretty decent card. Getting ready for Went versus Chapman. Colin Went, and then we got Jadis versus Chavez. I am going with Chavez. I believe she is the underdog, but I'm going to go with her tonight. And then I'll give you these next two fights once we get to the end of this one. Try to give two fights at a time. All right, but let's look here. These were the odds. The beginning of the day, I don't know if that's still the odds. I'll look here in a few minutes. And this was from UFC BJJ. I did not have this during the broadcast, so I couldn't tell you guys where to watch, but it popped up on my feed yesterday. So, yeah, obviously it says United States, and it says rest of the world YouTube. So, you should have been able to watch it on YouTube globally was what everything told me. So, I don't know. But this is the next UFC BJJ. We got Mikey Musumeci and a match that doesn't really make any sense against Bryce Mitchell. Mason Fowler, so that, I mean, that's a non-title fight. Then we have a title match between Mason Fowler versus Nicky Rod for the light heavyweight championship. That's a big matchup right there. Then we got a featherweight match, women's match. Okay, so I was saying I'd like to see some guys from PGF, more guys from PGF cross over to UFC BJJ, and we're getting last season's champion Kevin Buring coming over and fighting Jay Rodriguez. So that's awesome. That's a really good matchup too. We've seen Jay Rodriguez in UFC BJJ before also, I believe. We got Pedro Machado versus Lucas Norat. Ryan Algarcio Jr. versus Jordan Hawley. Mason Stritzel versus Sebastian Zazuta. Colby Gonzalez versus the winner of the BJJ Opens. So we're not getting our women's 125-pound title. That might be not until UFC BJJ 12, which will be, I believe, mid-August was the date we saw for that. Then so this article popped up. Okay, so I'm going to give you just a couple little details on this. It says UFC BJJ tries to pretend it's influential as viewership hits an all-time low of 5,000 concurrent viewers. I thought it was a good event. They had a bunch of, so I read most of the article, but here's the problem. In their article, they complained that there were technical difficulties and audio cutout. I did not notice the audio cutout. That the audio from the commentators, like for 30 minutes, cut out according to them. I don't know. Maybe that was on YouTube. I didn't notice that on Fight Pass. A couple other criticisms, but that was one of their main criticisms. But my criticism of this page and this article was that when I was trying to read the article twice during reading the article, it tried popping up an ad or something and my screen went black and I couldn't finish reading the article. And after the second time, I gave up. One of the other critiques they had is that, I guess, of course, they were talking about drug testing and everything when they first started UFC BJJ. They're saying they're not really drug testing, and that Hocha here openly says he's taking TRT. So I wonder if we're in a situation where they are doing blood tests and their testosterone level needs to be within a certain limit. To me, a 40-something-year-old competitor taking TRT, as long as they're not abusing it and aren't way over the average testosterone level, I don't see it as being a problem. Me, I don't do the TRT stuff. I've never had my testosterone tested. I feel great at my age, and I don't feel like I need it. I know there's a lot of people that do, but then I also think that a lot of the like athletes that are taking it at a young age are taking it because they've screwed up their body by, you know, taking other things that increase their testosterone. We're not going to get into the whole PEDS thing, but, you know, I think older competitors, as long as, I mean, I don't want to see people, you know, totally juiced up in UFC BJJ, but if you're over 40 and you're being prescribed TRT, it makes sense. If you're like younger, then it doesn't. So, but that is what I pretty much want to talk about on the UFC BJJ thing. So BJJ Scout, whatever that page is, you guys need to fix that issue before you start complaining about other people's technical difficulties. All right, so not as many people on the feed right now. So I've seen this report in multiple places. I don't know 100% that it is true. I guess we need to pull up a. Has this started? Let's refresh it. Okay, yet to come. That means the event has started. First 4 fights have happened. Ooh, 3 decisions. Yeah, well, that's not fun. All right. What the heck do you think about Ketlin Vieira? She missed weight in the UFC. Now she's fighting at 145 pounds against the greatest UFC or the greatest women's 145 pounder of all time, Cyborg, in Cyborg's retirement fight, and she misses weight by 7 pounds when she's fighting in a weight class heavier than she was in the UFC. How ridiculous is that? And then I guess she also complained that the UFC let her go. Well, why do you think they let you go? You missed weight in the UFC. You missed weight there. Ridiculous to me. I don't get it. But really quick, I wanted to do this. Let's go to Fight Finder. And let's see upcoming UFC events. I'll come back to this here. Like I said, I may try to pull that up on my iPad. Okay, so we're talking the UFC that is happening in Salt Lake City. We have anything. We don't have a main event on here, so maybe that is going to be the main event. Maybe we are going to see Shevchenko fight in Utah. But I did see this in multiple places. Obviously not official yet. And I saw this also in multiple places. That would be UFC 335. That's way out. That's all the way in December. Supposedly this is booked. If that's really booked, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that fight. That's the fight I've been calling for ever since Topuria lost and then Pimblett won his next fight. I'd like to see that as a title eliminator. They're talking about it potentially being an interim title fight, and the winner rematches with Gaethje. That would be crazy because, I mean, they've already said that the winner of Hoofy and Sarukian probably gets the title shot. I guess nothing is set in stone. All right, but let's go back here. Oh, I went too far back. Sorry. Back to this. All right. Really quickly, I'm going to grab my drink and my iPad. I will be right back in just a second. All right, so Wentz opponent, pretty confident, but you're supposed to be, right? You wouldn't be fighting in the UFC if you weren't confident. All right, let me see if I can get the multicam on my big screen here. All right. So I got the multicam over on my big screen, and then on my screen up here, I've got my the English feed. Oh, a little bit different setup tonight. It's on my upper screen, which also has my OBS streaming software running through it. If you're just joining us on Kick, thanks for joining us tonight. Do try to stream on Kick, YouTube, and Rumble. I will be doing a stream that will be on Rumble and on Kick soon. I may start the stream on all three platforms, but it'll just be the intro on YouTube. And then the rest of the stream will be watching two up-and-coming fighters and kind of reacting to what we think, if they will be, you know, future stars in the UFC. One's already in the UFC and one is fighting on the Contender Series September 15th. Just like this guy did 2 weeks ago. This guy fought on the feature fight on Dana White's Contender Series 2 weeks ago, making his UFC debut, you know, a week and a half later. Pretty wild. 34-second victory, and now here he is, less than 2 weeks later, fighting in the opening fight on the main card of a UFC Fight Night. This guy is a beast. Man, that guy's huge. I don't know how the testing pool works coming off of the Contender Series. Gosh. That guy is just absolutely shredded. He's got veins popping out everywhere, too. Oh, man, he just said he reminds him of Kevin Randleman. Oh, Kevin Randleman. How many times Kevin Randleman get popped for performance-enhancing drugs? I hope this guy's not on stuff. But my gosh, look at him. All right. Oh, I was going to see. Went is only 231 pounds. A little bit small for a heavyweight, but it's funny describing that guy as a little bit small. All right, I'm going to see if there's any way I can watch the PFL over here. Don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. Whoops. What the hell? I did that wrong. It's not even showing PFL. Might go to that. I don't know, man. I really don't know about this one. All right. All right, I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm not too invested in those fights. All right, got my timer up. I will start the timer as soon as this fight starts. What that was. All right, here we go. First fight of the main card. Called this one for Went. Sure, everybody else in the world has. All right, we are on. That's our card right now that we are watching. Went taking his time so far. Ooh, hard outside low kick by Went. Let's go for like some sort of jumping maneuver there. Thus far, Chapman staying calm. Went not getting in a hurry. Not going to beat his record from the Contender Series tonight. Definitely feeling him out a little bit here. I always like to use that lead hook to set up that low kick. Jab, you might knock them backwards. That hook, you're going to knock them towards your kick. Ooh, hard low kick by Went. Really turned him in. Now he's shooting in for a double. Oh, nice. Nice move by Chapman. Getting back up. Went has double underhooks. Looking to pick up the big man here. Chapman, of course, coming in at the heavyweight limit. Still trying for a body lock takedown, but not. Oh, switches to a single. Dumps him. Nice. Dumped him off the fence with that single. That was nice. Body shot now. Still Chapman staying relaxed here. Just overhooking that arm. This can be dangerous because dude could pass your guard and already have you in an arm triangle. We saw somebody win with a Von Flue choke Tuesday night on the Contender Series. So I did stream live during the, he's got a Kimura grip on that arm. He's trying to put it up behind Went's back. Chapman doing a lot better than I'm sure a lot of people expected here. I mean, Went definitely winning so far, but this is not good for that arm. He could totally get reversed. He needs to start extending or getting it. There you go. Get it under his leg. Now if he could pass that guard, which from both angles, it looks to me like he could pass that half guard. Oh, back to the headshot. And his opponent went limp and let go of his arm. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who's reffing? Is that It's Herb Dean, isn't it? Oi. So he hit him directly over the back of the head, and he went limp for a second and let go of the Kimura grip. I would have to go back and rewatch that to see if that's exactly what happened, but I think it is. Ooh, jumps over for an arm triangle. Looks like he's going to finish this. Is that a tap? What's he doing here? He's not trying to fight out. He's just hanging out here. And he's unconscious. He's unconscious. So that's 2 arm triangles tonight where guys have gotten choked completely unconscious. I want to see the replay of when he let go of that. When he let go of that Kimura grip. All right. Well, I thought that would probably go about like that. So first round victory for Went. Chapman not looking horrible though, man. I would think that dude deserves another shot. If they're going to keep giving Taito Avasa fights in the UFC, Junior Tafa fights in the UFC, you got to give this guy at least one more fight in the UFC. He went up against, yeah, I really want to see that again. I want to see when he let go of that Kimura grip. You know what? I'm gonna go on my screen up here and change my camera angle. Nothing's crazy going on behind me. The dog laying on the couch. Okay, so I'm looking up at the live feed here. I'm gonna try to skip back. Okay, we're gonna get down on the ground here. I know you guys can't see this, so I would get in trouble if I was showing you this. Okay, let's watch this. He's got the Kimura grip. Punch him to the body here. Some over the ear. Yeah, actually almost reverses him with that. Some good flexibility by Went. I know you guys can't see what I'm talking about, but you guys can rewind too if you'd like. So, still had the Kimura grip. He's hitting him to the body. Still trying to put that arm up behind his head. Does not have any kind of guard or half guard right now. Up, up, up. Did he step back over that leg? Maybe he does have. He's got him back in a half guard, I think. And let's see where he punches him. He's got the Kimura grip, and he's grabbing on the inside of his own leg to prevent that arm from going up behind his back again. Went, hits him multiple times over the back of the head. And that last one, he just releases. I'm going back 10 seconds here. I go back here. All right, what the heck here? So, how many shots back that? 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th one, he totally lets go of that Kimura grip and goes limp for a second. Dang it, Herb Dean. Once again, Herb Dean not calling back the headshots. He's hitting him over his ponytail. It's obviously in the area that they've said is illegal. So I mean, I hate to see his victory, you know, any controversy put on that victory, but to me, that's another in a long series of bad calls by Herb Dean. And he's calling Anthony. I love that. If you guys ever listen to Michael Bisping's show when he used to have Anthony Smith as his co-host, the Believe Me, You Me podcast, he would always call him Anthony. And he just called Anthony Went Anthony. 2-1. I don't know what I'm saying here. All right, so yeah, so thus far, Went beat Chapman. I'm going with Chavez in this second fight of the night on the main card here. And I picked Dyer to win. I picked McVeigh to win. I picked Young to win. He lost close decision. I picked Barbosa to win, and he won by a knockout in the first round. I picked Padilla to win. He won by an arm triangle at 4:59 of the last round. I picked Njuku to win, and he got knocked out in the first round by Gaziev because he was dancing around with his hands down. I picked Douglas to win, and Emmers knocked him out. So I went 4-3 on my picks on the prelims. Called Went to beat Chapman. I am going with the underdog Chavez in the next fight here. I'm going to look at some of the odds. Pull up the odds right now and tell you what's up. All right, let's look here. UFC. All right, so Carly Judice is a -625 favorite. If you bet, let's see. So let me see here. If you bet $1 on Chavez to win, you'll get $5.55 back if she were to win. I'm really not super familiar with how odds work, so I'm kind of just learning this myself. I just look at the technical aspects of fights. I don't rarely even look at the odds. Just started following odds, and man, so tough to pick these fights. Let's see. So then our fight after that, Markel Medeiros versus Mason Jones. Jones is a -380 favorite, +300 for Medeiros. So let's look here. If you were to bet $1 on Medeiros, and he wins, you would get $4 back. So then our next fight, Roman Dolidze is a +310 underdog to -395 for Reiner de Ritter. Let's see. If you were to bet $1 on Roman Dolidze, he would get $4.10 back. Then Spivak is a +124 underdog to -148. I think those are pretty close odds. If you were to bet $1 on Spivak, you would get $2.24 back. So I'm finally understanding how this works. So basically, if you bet $1 and it's +124, you're gonna get your dollar plus $1.24 back. Maybe that's why they call it plus. Let me look at the main event. So Gregory Rodriguez +190, +190 underdog. So it says if you were to bet $10 on Gregory Rodriguez and he won, you would get $29 back. So you'd get your 10 plus you'd get 19, right? Yeah, 29. Okay, so yep, I'm understanding how the odds work more here. So yeah, going with the underdog in this next fight. I don't know about the fights after. All right, we got all kinds of racket happening, so I'm gonna mute that. Okay, in theory, I'm gonna mute it. All right, muted it. All right, we're gonna add on the English feed, a commercial going, and on our multicam, we can see they're just getting ready for the next two fighters to start making their way to the cage. So far on the main card, we saw Wint, who just came off of the Contender Series win by an arm triangle, choked him unconscious in round one. Saw that arm triangle win in the very last second of round number 3 by Padilla earlier. I like to see what the official scorecards were going into round number 3, because I thought maybe Hasperas was ahead. So if that fight had ended and gone to the judges, I do think Padilla would have gotten a 10-8 round. I think we would have been looking at a draw. Both fighters seemed way too cautious and way too respectful of each other. We saw that just the other day on the in our championship fight at 170. Switch back over to my other camera. It's mostly looking this way. So if you just joined us on Kick, thanks for joining me. I stream to YouTube, Kick, and Rumble. Rumble is my primary one. I just started with Kick here a few weeks ago. Sometimes on YouTube, I get a lot of views, like the other day when we were watching UFC BJJ. I am going to do a, not a fight recap, but a fighter review on 2 up-and-coming UFC fighters. One already in the UFC and one getting ready to compete on the Contender Series in a few weeks. We're going to look at them and see if we think they're going to be future stars of the UFC. That I will start that one. It will be on YouTube at the beginning, but just the intro, and then I will go to exclusively on Rumble and Kick. So definitely go to my Rumble channel. If you're on YouTube watching, please click on the referral link in the description. You know what? I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to grab my referral link and I'm going to put it in the chat over on Kick also. I mean, I love having you guys on Kick, but if you want to be able to see all my content, because I don't know if I'll always stream everything to both. I may have some stuff that's only on Rumble. Right here. It's not what I need. Oh. Get rid of this one. All right, here's where I'm going. Trying to find my referral link here. Referrals. All right. Copying. Referral link. Yeah, I'm not 100% positive how referral links work. I don't think I've gotten any credit for referrals, because I just recently added that to my... All right, there it is. All right, that is my referral link. So if you register with that, I should get credit for you signing up. It doesn't cost anything, and then you can follow me on there and you can get all of my content. All right, so we have our first fighter headed to the cage right now, Chavez. I am picking her. She is the underdog. She is undefeated. So, crossing our fingers that she gets it done and I stay perfect on my main card picks. And over on the English feed, we are currently on ad break, but I'd rather have ad breaks. I don't know why you wouldn't want to watch it on multicam and not get all the ads. I'm surprised they let you do that. You would think that they would at least have ads playing on one of the cams here, but they don't. Boys, You guys may hear me occasionally yell at my dogs during my live stream because I have 3 pity dogs. Always getting into trouble jumping in the window to bark at something. Isn't that right? You guys gotta protect us from anybody that comes near our yard, anybody or anything that comes near the yard by jumping up in the window and barking at it. I'm gonna look again and see if I can get anywhere on this whole PFL thing. Let's go back here and let's see if they have any more results for PFL. Refreshing this. All right, so, oh man. Holy smokes, look at all the decisions. We've got 4 judges' decisions tonight and 2 KOs in the first 6 fights on. How does that compare to this? I don't want to refresh this because I don't want the records to disappear. I like having the records up there. We'll go back over in a minute. But I wanted to see. Okay, we got Carly Judice now at cage side. Ad still has 10 seconds to go on the English feed. Let's see. PFL Tampa. Let's see if I can actually get this to play. Let's see, what is this? It's just showing me. All right, they're announcing both fighters. Crazy, an undefeated fighter is this big of an underdog. That's the prelims were on ESPN Plus, and the main card's just on ESPN. Nope. Not to it yet. All right, so this girl does have a knockout over a fighter that her opponent beat by a split decision. So that's pretty big, but all right, timer is a few seconds behind. So Judice is the southpaw, while Chavez is fighting from the orthodox stance. Judice being aggressive, backing her up against, keeping her back towards the fence, and on the opposite side of that black line that I don't like seeing people behind.
Is doing a really good job in that back leg, but right now we're seeing China doing a good job. He's a little bit more
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch. I have a stream pulled up, but it doesn't seem to be working. All right, Judice keeping her backed up here. Oh, and Chavez comes forward, but then backs right back up to the other side of the black line. Oh, knee to the body by Chavez. Chavez fights her way back to the middle of the cage, but then she's already backing up again. Okay, now she's circling a little bit. Circling to her left. And now she backs up and she goes down. Oh, Jadise finishes her in the first round. So I went with the underdog, and it did not pay off. Oh my gosh. Gosh. All right. Oh, trying to get something to work here.
Perhaps they continue before long. 27 years old out of Lafayette, Louisiana, crispy Harley Judy. Let's take a look here. That beautiful lemon cake. That it is. It's a fruit cake. Right to the mid.
I'm not having any luck.
Short, sweet, crispy, whatever you want to call it. Candy. All right, I gotta go to the next food.
Okay, so 1-1 on my main card picks because I went with the underdog and the underdog got knocked out. So now we see why Carly Judice was such a favorite going into this fight. Get down, Ivar. Farm dog is video bombing here. This is what we would call that, right? Wait, oh, maybe I finally have a play button popped up on this. Flop. All right, that got really loud over there. This is so crazy. They make the fighters stand around forever during these ad breaks. Now, we're going to raise your hand eventually here. Oh my gosh, all these redirects and ad pop-ups. Not getting anywhere with this. Trying to watch, find PFL online is not working out very well. Back to the main server, and there's absolutely nothing. All right. So went one, Judice lost. What do we got next? We got Markel Medeiros versus Mason Jones. No, Jones is the favorite. Let's look at their records, and I'll give you my pick here. 11-1 versus 18-2. Both pretty impressive records. Medeiros coming off of a draw to Chris Padilla that we saw earlier. So that was both their last fights. That's why Padilla, I believe, was so cautious in that fight. And of course, on the other side, you had Hasperast, who was also super cautious because he came off of a knockout loss. So that's why we saw a fight where neither guy did much. And then the last minute of the last round, things went crazy and Padilla got busy and ended up finishing the fight. So then, yeah, prior to that, he had his 3 wins in the UFC, all by decision. And then on the Contender Series, he won by a TKO to get his contract. That's what we got on Medeiros. He's 29 years old. Let's look at his opponent, Mason Jones. Mason Jones, a little bit more familiar with Mason Jones. He is 18-2 out of Wales. The Dragon. Okay. Went over Axel Sola, went over Kibalogi, went over Jeremy Stevens. That was a unanimous decision. So, Came in from Cage Warriors prior to that. Lost to Ludwig Klein. Oh, okay, so this is his second stint in the UFC. Left the UFC, went on a huge winning streak. So after losing to Ludwig Klein by unanimous decision in 2022, he went back to Cage Warriors and won 1, 2, 3, 4 fights in a row to get invited back to the UFC, and is now on a 7-fight winning streak. So you can see why Mason Jones is the favorite in this fight. Doesn't have a ton of losses on his resume there. 31 years old, so lightweights. I believe he's the favorite. I probably would say I'm going with Jones in this one. Okay, so let's look here. Jones is a minus 380 favorite. So if you bet $1, you would get $1.25 back. Not much. Bet $5, you get $6.31. $20, you only get $25.28 back. Talk about the Noche UFC. It's so disappointing that Yair Rodriguez is out, and this is who they get to fight him. It's very disappointing. The fight I've been wanting to see, Yair Rodriguez versus Gene Silva, and my gosh, that really sucks. So, yeah, going with Mason Jones in this next one. Then we got De Ridder versus Dolidze. De Ridder coming off of a 2-fight skid at middleweight, but not having to cut as much weight now that he's moved up to the light heavyweight class. TKO against Brendan Allen and lost a unanimous decision to Barallo. Beat Robert Whittaker by a very close split decision. I mean, he had a big win over Bo Nickel, big win over Kevin Holland, and a big win over Gerald Marchart. Those were impressive to me, but I thought Whittaker won the fight, and then he lost 2 in a row. So I'm not really on the Reiner De Ridder bandwagon, I'd say. Let's look at Dolidze though. 15-5. He's also coming off of 2 losses. One by a decision. Of course, Anthony Hernandez won by a rear naked choke. Had a win over Marvin Vettori, TK over Kevin Holland, and a decision over Anthony Smith. Prior to that, lost to Imavov by a majority decision. So one judge thought it was a draw and had lost to Marvin Vettori, who he just avenged that loss. That's crazy. You fought him in 2023 and then fought him again in 2024. You don't usually get a rematch that quick in a non-title fight. Man, I think I'm going with the underdog in this one. Oops, oh great. Technical difficulties on the English feed over here. I don't know if you guys are having the same thing. I'll refresh it. See what happens. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Dolidze. I'm gonna go with the underdog again. So I'm going with the favorite Mason Jones in this fight upcoming. I'm going with the underdog in the Dolidze versus De Ridder fight. I mean, De Ridder could prove me wrong. Let's see. So if you bet $5, you would get 20 back if Dolidze were to win. Then we got, we'll get to the next fight after those two fights. We'll wait till Mason Jones and Madero's fight, and then we got watch the Reiner de Ritter versus Delizzi fight, and then I'll give you my pick for the co-main event. I'll probably wait till the co-main event is over to give you my pick for the main event. Thanks for joining us on Kick. If you look in the comments, I do have the link for my referral link for Rumble. Appreciate it if you clicked on that and signed up over there. It is free and you get all of my content that way. I have been trying to stream everything to Kick and Rumble, but if you're on YouTube, definitely go over click on the link in the I'll go ahead and I'll put the referral link. It's in the description, but I'll also put it in the chat for Rumble and YouTube. Just in case you guys are having a hard time finding it. Right. There is that. All right. More people I get watching on Rumble, the better, because then I can do ad reads and actually get some money. Make nothing right now on YouTube and Kick. YouTube over the years has changed their monetization. I used to be monetized on YouTube, and now I have to meet different requirements, I guess. Right. Getting ready for this Mason Jones versus Madero's fight. Calling this one for Jones. And then I'm going with the underdog Delizzi against Reiner de Ritter.
Mason Jones opted not to re-sign with the UFC following his first 4 bouts with the promotion, but it's been a force.
Oh, so they didn't cut him. His contract ended and he decided to fight in Cage Warriors to get more experience and come back. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Most people would not do that. That's wild. Interesting. Most people, if they were at the end of their contract, they would try to get their contract extended with the UFC. But he chose to go fight in Cage Warriors, got those 4 wins, and got the call to come back to the UFC. Jones is on his way to the cage. Meanwhile, on the English feed, we are on an ad break for the next minute 60. Yep, still on an ad break. Yeah, that's very interesting that somebody would do that. Voluntarily not get their contract renewed. Let's look back at his record prior to that. That's wild because so in the UFC, well, I mean, he lost to Mike Davis by a decision. Then he had no contest doing an eye poke, beat David Onama by a unanimous decision, and then lost to Ludwig Klein by a unanimous decision. So yeah, he really hadn't got off to a great start. He was 1-2 and 1 no contest in the UFC. So I mean, return to Cage Warriors, not a bad idea. I mean, you're going to be fighting some. Cage Warriors has some really good competition. I mean, as a feeder organization of the UFC, I would say Cage Warriors is just so close to UFC level. We got Madero's coming to the cage right now. Still a minute 30 of advertising going on the English feed. Okay. You are just joining us. We are watching UFC Fight Night. Was trying to figure out a way to watch PFL, but it's not. I'm not getting anywhere with that. Guess there's maybe one more option I can try here. Let's go. Not looking promising either. Try this again. Oh, it doesn't even come up on that. All right. Let's go ahead and let's look. Let's see what other updates we've got on the PFL. I will try to watch the highlights, or if I can find the full fight from the main event of PFL, maybe I'll do a reaction thing to that. Refresh this and see where we're at here. How unprofessional though, man. Fighting a fighter in their retirement fight for the belt, and you don't make weight. So ridiculous. You complain that UFC let you go. All right. No new results there. All right, try to get my timer right on here. 7-fight win streak for Mason Jones. Finally gets Medeiros, obviously the favorite. All right, we are on. All right. Let's see what. Inside low kick kind of knocks Mason Jones off balance, and he falls into Medeiros. Good jabs by, good kicks thus far by Medeiros, but good jabs by Mason Jones. It's looking pretty good here. Both guys just going back and forth, feeling each other out. Nice head movement to the right hand by Medeiros, and then another hard low kick on the leg of Jones. Jones trying to move forward a little bit more now. Back up Medeiros towards the fence. Body kick by Jones. Ooh. Throws a knee as Medeiros ducks low. Dangerous. Good body kick by Jones. Another front kick to the body. Front kick, and then a stomp kick, and then a low kick by Medeiros. Tripling up on the kicks. Oh, Jones catches him with a good left hook there. Man, Medeiros eating up that lead leg of Jones. I just was a second ago. All right. Medeiros, you fell off the porch, you all right? Ow, mama. You okay? Jeez, oh, woman. What were you trying to do? Climb up or what? Oh, you're trying to climb. Oh. Oof. Jones pushing forward, landing some good punches. Oh. Oh. Medeiros trips him. I haven't touched him, honey. I had that one this morning. I don't know. I saw her eat one. Pretty even back and forth here. Knees to the body. Is it raining? You're sure? Smells like rain. I forgot. Is the taco truck gone? I was supposed to message somebody if they were working today. Oh. Yeah. I'll send it to you. Okay. Jones on the back of Medeiros, looking for the finish here. 55 seconds left of round one. He's got his hooks in. Oh, but Medeiros turns into him. Jones almost gets a triangle. Oh, crossing the legs. He could get a teepee choke if he sits up here. Don't know if he knows that one. Maybe not. Not many people know that choke, unfortunately. He could have gotten it. Oh. Still trying to work for the arm, for the triangle choke. Medeiros on top now. Round's gonna end. So Jones got the knockdown. So probably Jones won round one. Good fight so far, though. Why does everybody's Facebook profile say they're a digital creator? Notice that. All right, here we go for round number two. Jones versus Medeiros. Jones pushing forward, keeping Maduro's back towards the fence. Maduro's still throwing back good shots. Jones digging that body shot. Maduro's a lot of stance switching going on from Maduro's. Good jab to hook by Jones. Maduro's grabs him by the head. He lands some good body shots. Comes back over the top with the right hand. And Maduro switches to southpaw again. Jones comes with an uppercut. Doesn't look like it landed. Jones a little bit busted up around the eyes. And oh wow, there goes the feed on the multicam. All right, I guess I'm watching over here. Wow, we're having some technical difficulties tonight. All right, and of course this is behind. Wow. People are going to complain about tonight's broadcast with multiple technical errors, technical issues. Yeah, that's freaking crazy. Oh, what's going on over there? I got it on my other screen now. Oh, and it came back. Oh, came back just in time for Jones to get rocked. Maduro's going after Jones. Jones trying to tie him up a little bit there. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jones out on his feet, but still punching, and Maduro's ends the fight. Wow. Dang. My picks are not going well on this main card. I went right. I thought the underdog Chavez might win. I thought Jones, the favorite, would win this, and he just lost. All right. Next fight, I'm going with the underdog, the Leedsy. So we'll see what happens. Oh, man. That's a rough one. That is rough. Now we got multiple cameras on the multicam not working. Corner cams are all. Oh, clocked him with that elbow. Oh, man. Oh, man. Medeiros was just looking way more versatile with his stand-up. Stance switches, throwing more kicks and elbows. Oh, man. That's a tough loss. 7-fight win streak for Jones ended right there. Dang. Oh, man. The two bottom cameras on the multicam are totally pixelated and frozen. So that was a crazy one right there. Let's go back and see if anything new is happening. Over here, we got another decision on PFL. I'm kind of glad I can't watch it, because that's kind of ridiculous. All right, thunder and lightning, get ready to rain here. Man, they still haven't got those cameras fixed. All 4 camera views were totally pixelated. Now we just got the 2 bottom ones that are jacked. Might try something here. My sound on over on the English feed here.
It's coming your way September 19th, only on Paramount Plus. Go to UFC.com/watch if you are outside of the UK. Another finish in set town. Here's Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, it comes officially 2 minutes, 7 seconds of round number 2. Jason
Try to
Hershel,
refresh it on the TV.
your winner by TKO. Markel.
Alright. Well, my remote just decided to stop working.
That fight was crazy. He came at you, you met him in the middle, he was just trading non-stop. Of course, you got the stoppage in the second. Is that what you expected?
100% Mason's it all. I just want to address him. My brother died last week. I love you, Cameron. I know you watching from up above. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
What the heck?
I dedicate this fight to you. I know you would have been watching at home. I love you, brother.
Sincere condolences. So sorry for you and your family.
Well, that's too
But he'd be
bad.
proud. He'd be proud. Those elbows that you landed, was that part of the game plan because you knew he was going to walk you down?
So Mason has some big openings on that lead shot. He doesn't protect when he throws that jab. I just knew it was going to be there. When I hit motherfuckers, they typically fall.
He didn't go down though, but you got to stop it.
Yeah, like I said, he's a dog, man. Hey, Shaq, what's up, baby?
Alright.
Yeah, shit, while I'm on the stage, go follow me at Mark Capadero. Get that platform up so I can get some bigger fights and keep moving ass. Let's go.
He wants to fight somebody in the top 15. Called out Dariush. Dariush not on. Man, he's on his way down. Unfortunately, I really like him. Okay, well, yeah, they still. I refreshed it, and the cameras are still not working. Right. Oh, well. Anybody else having technical issues tonight? Had the English feed go off on my computer, on my monitor up here, and then I had, right now, our feed on the multicam, the two bottom cameras that usually show you the corners are totally messed up. So, if you're just joining us, we just saw Mason Jones get TKO'd, knocked out on his feet. So now they're doing an advertisement for. Now we got an ad going for Zuffa Boxing. Before we get back to De Ridder versus Deliedzi. I'm going with the underdog Deliedzi in this fight. Wait, last fight I went with the favorite Jones and he lost. Previous fight I went with the underdog Chavez and she got knocked out in the first round. First fight of the night I went with Wint and of course he won. So 1-3 on my main card picks. Hopefully it turns around here. I'm going with Deliedzi next. We're going to look at this one right now, though. Change my camera view to the right camera. Okay. So, oh, there's a dog up there. What are you doing, dog? Oh, this is in the video. All right, so Sergey Spivak, 18-6. I believe he is in the rankings at heavyweight. Let's look. Media panel rankings, heavyweights. Spivak is ranked number 6, while Petrino is not ranked. He's fought some fights at light heavyweight, I believe. All right. So 18-6, coming off a win over Delija by a unanimous decision, lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta, but went the distance with him. Got TKO'd by Jailton Almeida, beat Marcin Tabura, lost to Cyril Gain, current interim champion, beat Derek Lewis, Sakai, and Greg Hardy. prior to that, lost to Tom Aspinall before that. So, I mean, he's lost to champions and interim champ and top contenders. And coming off of a win over Delija, who's a tough dude, training partner of the champ, Tom Aspinall. All right, so Petrino, 14-2. Coming at 246. Beat Stephen Asplund prior to this on 3-fight winning streak. Thomas Peterson, don't really know him, and beat Austin Lane before that. Lost by a KO to Dustin Jacoby and was submitted by Anthony Smith. So it's on a 3-fight winning streak. Man, let's look. I'm going with Spivak on this. Let's look at the odds. Still on commercial break. Right. So, Spivak is a plus 120 underdog. Reiner de Ritter still is the favorite in our next fight. So going with the underdog Spivak. So going the underdog the next two fights. Let's see. Alrighty. So, waiting for our next fight, Delisi versus de Ritter. I'm going with the underdog, Delisi.
Hey, Nicholas, that freezer food needs to go to the freezer.
Did you guys clean up down there? All the trash by the freezer? Okay, it better be. It's been them, yes.
There was boxes when the things got put in the vessel, they got taken out of the box. Most of them. The boxes just never got put in. Well, I bought one.
All right, we got. So, oh, we've got Delisi right there right now.
Yeah, there are new. Okay, then just say that. You know
Did you make sure the freezer got shut all the way?
I thought you watched me take the pizzas downstairs.
All right. So I'm going with the Leedsy. In this one, he is the plus 310 underdog. And then I'm going with Spivak. And the next one, he is a plus 120 underdog. Switch my cameras back over here. Oh, before I do that, let's look and see if they have any other results on PFL tonight. We saw there was another judge's decision. Nope, we don't have this one yet. Lots of decisions happening. This one went to the third round. Then the corner stopped the fight. Magomedov. Fight in the UFC. All right, we got Reiner de Ritter on his way to the cage. Oh, and the English feed just locked up again here. Okay. Bellator professional. I don't think this guy ever fought in the UFC. I thought that name looked familiar, but there's so many Magomedovs. All right. Ivar, get out of that window. Okay, so let's just go back here. And let's go back here. All right. And I'm going to try to refresh this again. This is getting really ridiculous with the technical difficulties. And the multicam right now only has the two top cameras. The bottom cameras are totally blacked out.
One that's acting like a turtle.
All right, now it's refreshed and it seems to be working again.
When they're done unloading them. That one. Now, Christian.
All right, there we go.
Christian, now help. Get up and help. There's mac and cheese in the cap.
So both these guys, former middleweights, fighting at light heavyweight. Delete with the experience edge in the UFC.
More.
So de Ritter's arms looked weird in the weigh-in picture I saw. He doesn't look that way now. That was weird. Maybe he cut weight all in his arms. Fighting out of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Right. Here we go. We got Frank Trigger. I don't think I've got anything to complain about with Frank Trigg tonight. Weird moment in the opening main card fight where Wentz opponent had him in a Kimura lock and he punched him over the back of the head like 4 or 5 times in a row. Once again, referee says nothing. Opponent went limp for a second and then seemed to come back too. So I don't know. Kind of ridiculous that they're letting that many back of the head shots go. De Ritter gets a takedown immediately. Delizzi trying to attack that leg. What I would like to see is him use this to sweep, to cause a scramble and get back up. De Ritter back down on him. I'm thinking De Ritter's going to have the size advantage. Delizzi more of a natural middleweight, where De Ritter should have been in this weight class the whole time. This may have been a bad call on my part, but I would like to see Delizzi pull this off because I'm just not a huge fan of De Ritter. Still trying to attack the leg. Oh, gets the leg wrapped again. We could get a Mikey lock if he put that foot against his head. I don't like this leg lock attack except to set up a sweep. But he is moving him around a lot with it. Now he's switching back. Oh. Let's see, get some space and get back up to the feet. Oh. Solid elbows by DeRitter. DeRitter landing some good shots here. Delizzi looks like he's in trouble. Delizzi in a bad way. He needs to try to find a way out of this position. The referee's looking at really close here. I think this fight's going to end here. That's not good. Not good. Come on, Delizzi. You got to try to get out, dude. Okay, he rolls, tacks a leg again, keeps himself in the fight. Oh. Oh. Just trying to find a way out. Using some guard tactics. Oh. DeRitter trying to step to mount. Delizzi trying to keep hooks in here. Trying to sweep or attack a leg, and RDR full mount now. He was in side control briefly. Now he's in full mount. Oof, this is rough. Really rough for Delizzi, and we got a full minute left still, over a minute left. He's going to get finished here. Now he's got his back with the hooks in. He's looking at the ref. I think this is over. And it's over. Dang it. Well, my calls are just doing horrible tonight. Okay, so now he needs to fight a legitimate light heavyweight. I mean, they gave him a middleweight for his first light heavyweight fight. So put him against a legitimate light heavyweight and see if he does so well. Let's look in the rankings of light heavyweight here. Okay, light heavyweight, of course, we got Ankalaev ranked number 1, Prochazka number 2, Pereira number 3, Roundtree Jr. number 4, Sterling number 5, Costa 6, Jamal Hill 7. Who would you like to see him fight? Krylov just lost to Robert Whitaker. Where's Robert Whitaker in the rankings? Oh, he's 12. Okay, Gustav is 11th in the rankings. Reyes is still number 10. I don't know if Walker's got a fight. Minifield, I know, has a fight coming up. Krylov just lost. Johnny Walker? That would be interesting. That's the fight I'd kind of like to see. Put him up against number 13, Johnny Walker. Or number 8, Mirzakhanov. Somewhere in there. All right. Let's look back at this really quick, see if they've got anything new. Okay, so yeah, another decision and nothing else new. All right, come back here. So yeah, my picks have not done well. Went 1, Chavez, Jones, and Delizzi all lost. So I am currently sitting at 1-3 on my main card calls. I am saying Spivak here. I don't know on the main event yet. All right. Audrey, shh, shh. All right. Whole main event coming up next. I'm gonna mute my audio and step away for just a minute. I will be back momentarily for the co-main event. Oh wait, I want to hear if he calls anybody out. Said to anybody and everybody. Okay, so I didn't call out anybody in particular. All right, so gonna mute my audio here. Audrey. All right, back. A quick break. You're just joining us. We're watching UFC Fight Night 285. Been trying to keep up with the PFL results here also, since we can't seem to watch it. Lots of judges' decisions over on the PFL fights. So I'm almost glad that I'm not watching it. So we had a judge's decision and then a TKO. So a lot of decisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decisions out of 8 fights. All right. And we are getting ready for Spivak versus Petrino. Petrino had a lot of his fights at light heavyweight. Spivak is ranked heavyweight. Three fights at heavyweight and on a 3-fight winning streak. I'm going with Spivak on this one. Picks have not been going well tonight. It's one of those nights where you feel like your picks are cursed. What?
The car windows are down and it's starting to rain.
I leave them down. I don't care. All right, mister. All right. Spivak 124 plus 124 underdog.
Mom, do you have any of the toilet seat go to the backpack? Or look under the couch? Yeah. Under the couch or in it.
Still on the multicam. We just have the 2 top cameras. Spivak making his way to the cage now. Back to Petrino here. Just hasn't faced, in my view, the competition in this weight class that Spivak has. And he lost his last 2 fights at light heavyweight before moving up. He was on a pretty good tear there for a while, though. Beat Bellato on the Contender Series, and then won at 4 in a row before going on a 2-fight skid. We will see here. co-main event. You're just joining us. We're watching UFC Fight Night 285, and we're keeping an eye out on the results from PFL tonight. So we're on the co-main event. Sergey Spivak versus Vitor Petrino. I am going with Spivak, even though he is the underdog. My picks have not been going particularly great. Well, let's look really quick here. So I went 4-3 on the prelims, but so far on the main card, this is my lone winner right here. It's a huge favorite. Then I went for the underdog, and then I went for the favorite, and then I went for the underdog, and all three of those ones lost. Now I'm going for the slight underdog, Spivak, in this fight. We'll see what happens. Mike Beltran is the referee. Did think that first fight, Herb Dean made a really bad call and didn't call multiple back to the head shots by Went. And I don't know if Went could tell where he was hitting him. He was trying to defend against the Kimura grip at the same time and punched him multiple times over the back of the head. And I didn't start my timer. Okay. The timer's just barely behind. Okay, so we got Petrino with an opening low kick here. Spivak has the highest takedown accuracy of active heavyweights. That's interesting. Let's see if he goes for one of those takedowns. He's got to set it up. This is so crazy that Petrino fought at light heavyweight and now he's 243 pounds. Doesn't look fat. Spivak. Let's see what he does here. Oh, good double jab to the cross, but doesn't really land and eats another low kick before that. Side low kick by Petrino to a jab. Just joining us on Kick. We're watching UFC Fight Night. On the co-main event, Spivak versus Petrino. I am going with the underdog, Spivak, on this one. I am 1-3 on my picks on the main card. Not having a great night on the main card tonight. Gone with a few underdogs, and Jones was the favorite. I went with him, and he lost. So Spivak popping some jabs out there. He got a little bit of a red mark over his right eye already. Sometimes that can be your own knuckles hitting you in the forehead. You block a punch from your opponent. Should probably be a jab being hit and knocking. Oh, double jab cross again by Spivak. Spivak looks like his nose is bleeding now. A couple good punches, but I feel like the more significant strikes this round maybe have come from Petrino. Spivak with that takedown accuracy that they were talking about should be trying to set up a takedown at this point. His leg ate up by those low kicks from Petrino. Yeah, this would be a big loss for Spivak because he's only lost to like top contenders and champions and interim champions. So losing to a guy who's unranked would be really devastating for his career. Oof. Big uppercut by Petrino misses. Spivak got a lot of red on his face right now. It's very white, though. I mean, it's a polar bear, after all. Nobody really landed there. Probably give a slight lead. The redness on the face and the blood coming from the nose of Spivak definitely influences you on who you think is winning the fight. Petrino controlling the center and seems to be landing more strikes. Both guys missing quite a bit, though. Spivak backing up again. Spivak needs to do something. He is back in the middle of the cage now, at least. Standing on that monster logo. Get busy here. And I would like to see strike numbers on this round. I mean, from the damage, it looks like Petrino won. Oh. All right. So going into round number 2 of the co-main event, Spivak versus Petrino. Round 1 probably edged out by Petrino. Spivak didn't even look for a takedown or do any kind of level change or anything like that. All right, here we go for round number 2. All right, here we go. Round number 2, and we're on. So, Spivak needs to get busy here. Now we got Petrino going for a takedown. Spivak sprawling. Good sprawl by Spivak, but it comes up into some punches by Petrino, and Petrino does finish a takedown finally.
She wants to get too slow on you, but I don't know if my baby can use control. She wants to try to get too slow, and the husband said, "You don't want that black one, black one."
Spivak not getting a whole lot done here. Nice and close guard, just hanging on to him.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Taco truck just got back. You can smell it. Petrino pushing Spivak into the fence now.
You were initiated. Not my leg caught and springs and simple.
Petrino landing some big shots here on Spivak. Spivak not trying to do anything here. I should not have picked Spivak. I think I'm cursing these fighters. Because other than the first fight on the main card, everybody I've picked on the main card has lost tonight. Maybe I should pick who I don't want to have win in the main. Then I'll automatically win. I did that for Aljamain Sterling's last fight. I wanted him to win, so I said he was going to lose, and then he won. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I went 5-0 on my picks on the main card. Last week was only 3-2, and so far tonight I'm 1-3. Looks like I'm about to be 1-4 because Petrino is putting the hurt on Spivak, and Spivak doesn't look like he showed up to fight. Hate to say it. If you're watching the fights, what do you think of the fights so far tonight? Don't have any comments going. And Petrino is just working Spivak here. Now he looks like he is in a full mount. Yeah, this is horrible performance by Spivak. Don't understand. Do not understand what's going on with Spivak. He's just not showing up to fight tonight. So we're on the co-main event. Spivak is getting dominated by Petrino. Petrino in full mount, landing strikes. Spivak just hanging on for dear life. 50 seconds left in the round. It's not been great. Oh, now he's Spivak turning to his side, giving up his back. Got 25 seconds left in round number 2. Spivak gets out, gets Petrino's back, lands a few punches. How did this happen? Popped out the back door. He's looking to try to get hooks in. He's got to win. He's got to get a submission here. Or he's trying to. Oh my gosh. Spivak finally had a moment there, but that is not going to be enough to steal that round back. All right. So we got. Oh man. Spivak getting whooped. Another one of my picks. Very animated corner by Spivak. Trying to motivate Spivak. Tell him he needs a finish. Do everything they can to motivate Spivak. Would like to see a Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman 2 result here, where he gets super motivated and comes out, knocks him out. Okay, we got the bottom cameras are working again finally. Just in time. See anything new? Think we got anything new over here? Spivak pushing forward with some jabs here. Trino looks really light on his feet though. Oh, comes in with a combination and finishes with a solid low kick. Another solid low kick after defending against the jab of Spivak. Spivak just does not look good. Oh. My gosh. He's getting manhandled here. Petrino shoots in, trying to get Spivak back down. Spivak can't really sprawl because his feet are against the fence. Needs to figure out a way to get back up here. Yeah. Force underhooks. Stand up. Oh, and he gives up his back. Oh, why? Spivak just not having a good night at all here. It's pretty upsetting to watch. What's he coming off of? Just coming off of, what, one win? Yeah. Man, this is the downfall of Spivak, man. He's going to fall way down in the rankings after losing to an unranked fighter. Petrino's going to be in the rankings. This is pretty sad. Boy, man. Unless Spivak can somehow turn this around and get a submission in the last half of the last round, he's going to lose by a very lopsided judge's decision. It's back up and gets taken back down. Well, Petrino got one hook in. This is just horrible. Oh, another thing from the UFC BJJ conversation earlier, one of the other complaints they had in that article was that the fights were too lopsided. But to me, you know, if the fights aren't and there aren't finishes, then people are going to complain that, oh, we're going to the judges too much. So I mean, you can't win, really. What I would like to see is, I don't know how the pay scale works, but I think UFC BJJ, they should say, you know, both fighters get paid whatever their appearance fee is. If you win by a decision, you don't get any extra money unless it's like match of the night or something. But if you get a submission, then you get like a double pay or something, or a big submission bonus. That would encourage more submissions to me. I don't know how they do their pay scale if you get extra money just for winning. Apparently one of the dogs unplugged my computer with their tail. Spivak. It's less than a minute to finish this fight. He needs a finish or he loses the fight. He just doesn't look even motivated to try to finish the fight. A little body kick there. That's one shot. Oh, 30 seconds left in the last round. Petrino 24-7, 23-0, 14-7 on significant strikes per round. That's horrible. This has been a pretty sad fight for Spivak, and I would say he's going to fall way down in the rankings after this performance, and we'll probably see Vitor Petrino in the rankings come Monday. So another one bites the dust on my picks. All right, so who do you want to see Spivak fight next? At heavyweight. I cannot, for the life of me, remember who Huracek is. It sounds familiar. Marcin Tybura, he's been around for a long time. Derek Lewis, both of these guys probably ought to retire. Tyrell Fortune. Not sure. Maybe you can fight Tyrell Fortune. Not going to put him against Walter Walker unless they want his leg broken. Rakic, 2 former light heavyweights. or Delija. I like either of those fights. I'm not going to go any higher in the rankings than 9 or 10. 9, 10, or 12. 15, maybe. He's going to be in the rankings, though, because we're going to see Spivak drop way the heck down. We're going to see him interjected somewhere here into the rankings. He may move up past. I mean, who knows? He just beat the number 6 guy, unranked guy being number 6. Does that put him at number 6, or does Spivak move way down and him move to maybe like a number 8 or 9 spot? I don't know. That was not a good performance by Spivak. Let's see if we have anything update over here. Ooh, Talia Santos just lost by unanimous decision to Sabrina De Souza. Who the heck is this girl? Bahrain. That's weird. Not like a Middle Eastern country? Sabrina De Souza. I guess De Souza can be a Mid-Eastern name. Huh. 6-0. Wow. Just beat former UFC title contender who went the distance with the champ, and a lot of people thought maybe she had won that fight. Interesting stuff going on over in PFL, even though we can't watch it. They're getting ready for their co-main event. All right. Man, all right. Oh, I got to give you guys my prediction for the main event. I'm going with the favorite in this one. Now, he's probably going to lose since I said that, but I'm going Anthony Hernandez. If he's been sparring and taking shots from the guys at Extreme Couture, especially Sean Strickland, who in the video I saw today of him training with Anthony Hernandez, he doesn't even have KT tape on his shoulder. So, I mean, how bad was his shoulder really in that Hamzat fight? He acted like he was really disabled in that fight. Now we see him training, hasn't been that long, and he was sparring weeks after with KT tape, or the week after maybe. Yeah, I'm going Hernandez over Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is a tough customer. He could prove me wrong, and I could get another pick wrong, but I think we're going to see. I think Hernandez takes this. Right. All right. Last fight of the night coming up. Main event, Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodriguez. Going with Hernandez, but Rodriguez is a beast. This should be an interesting fight. Hernandez is the favorite. All right, we got a while here. They're gonna talk some. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Well, let's talk about next week's fights. I will not be in town. Will not be doing a live stream for next weekend's fights. I will make sure that I do a live stream towards the end of the week to give you my picks. And I'll, of course, do my Tuesday night thing for the Contender Series again this week. And I'm going to try to do that stream where we talk about the two up-and-coming UFC fighters that are making a lot of, they got a lot of hype around them, we'll say. So, yeah. Anjanan versus Denise Gomes. Kaya Sakura. Other recognizable names. Sean Woodson, Jack Jenkins. No, those guys, of course. No name Kevin Boraz. I can't remember who he's fought. Huh. Wow. I don't know what kind of picks I'm going to be able to give you on that card. To be perfectly honest, there are a lot of people I don't know of. And then we got another guy coming straight off of the Contender Series, 9-0, going to fight against another fighter who's 9-0. Interesting. So, 9-0, 7 wins by KO and 2 decisions. Making his UFC debut. At least they got him a good, an equally matched opponent, equal record-wise at least. From Peru. Never heard of him before, but he's fighting Bilal Hassan, who we just saw in the Contender Series. Is that this week or last week? He was on week 1. Won by a TKO in 45 seconds of the first round. So another guy making a quick turnaround. When I first saw this picture, I thought that was tattoos. I didn't realize that was blood. The Indo Ninja. So not knowing much about his opponent, I would go with Hassan in that one. Oh, man. So, yeah, not a huge card in my book. Let's look at the week after that from Paris. Parnasse he was the guy, he was on, fought on MVP MMA, didn't he? If memory serves, 23-2. That's a pretty incredible record. Yeah, he was on the Rousey card. Won by a TKO in round 1. So yeah, UFC already picking up multiple fighters from MVP MMA. So I mean, it's a drawback in not trying to sign your fighters to multi-fight contracts. We also have Farizam versus Axel Sola. We got Mike MVP versus Rozoboyev. And that's the last fight on MVP's contract. Then we got Denchenko versus Soriano. That's a great matchup. Charrier versus Lima. Marcy versus Bukauskas. This is actually Mario Pinto versus Ryan Spann. Trevor Peak, always exciting. Nathaniel Wood. This is a pretty good card. I'm definitely more excited for this card from France than I am for next week's card from China. So let me Go back to tonight's fight. Gregory Rodriguez coming into this fight, I believe off on a no, he's on a multiple fight win streak. So 3-fight win streak after being TKO'd by Jared Cannonier. It's a tough fight back for Hernandez. Let's look at the light or the middleweight rankings here. Obviously Strickland the champ, and Strickland is the champ. Hamzat ranked number 1, Dricus ranked number 2, Imavov ranked number 3, Brendan Allen at 4, Rollo at 5, Hernandez is currently sitting at 6, and Joe Pyfer at 7. And what do we have? Gregory Rodriguez down here at 11. Reiner de Ritter going to be out of these rankings pretty soon. So that would move him up. That would move these guys below up a spot. Gregory Rodriguez would technically be ranked number 10. Right now tonight, though, he is ranked number 11, fighting the number 6 ranked fighter in the UFC. That was David's last bet he was talking about. Oh, he bet Gregory Rodriguez $50 on Gregory Rodriguez will get him $187. Ooh. If he finishes the fight. What? I bet $92. Oh, I'm so confused. I don't know why we would do that. Doesn't make sense. All right, main event of the evening. Hernandez is at cage side right now. Bo Nickel loses an RAF to Max Enely. Who the heck is Max Enely? I don't know. Max is the current NCAA champion, and Bo is a 3-time NCAA champion, former RAF champ, but has been mostly focused on MMA. Max won. Max was down 1-0 when Bo seemed to lose focus for just a second to scratch his nose, and boom, Max took him down. Final score 3-2 for Max. Wow. Bo Nickel just lost an RAF. Some weird videos pop up, man. It's AI video, but it's 2 girls fighting and they're wearing Reebok shorts still. The one girl is punching the other girl, but she's hitting the back of her own hand. She's not even hitting her opponent. Really weird. I don't, why would you even make that AI video? I don't understand. I don't get all the AI stuff out there. I don't think this has been a great night for the live stream, but it's been fun commentating on these fights. Gets me practice for if maybe I do end up commentating live. Right, main event being announced. You're just joining me. We're watching the main event of UFC Fight Night 285. Hernandez versus Rodriguez is being announced right now. We go back to PFL and refresh it and see if we got any more results here. Ketlin Vieira didn't even bother to make weight for retirement fight. I just can't believe fighting for a belt against the best ever featherweight. You're moving up a weight class and you miss weight. Doesn't seem like she was even trying. All right, let's see. Co-main event doesn't look like co-main event results are up yet. Nope. We got nothing. So we may or may not have results from that by the end of this fight. David bet a bunch on Rodriguez winning by a knockout. That would be huge for him. That would pop him up to number 6 and maybe get him in line for a title shot. We got a lot of people in line for a title shot in this weight class, though. I saw something this week saying that Hamzat does not want to fight at 185 again. So all the hype saying he does isn't true, but I don't know. I don't know. I think Hamzat should move up to light heavyweight like he had planned. Definitely feeling good for Hernandez in this one, but Rodriguez is a beast. Rodriguez, a jiu-jitsu guy that doesn't use his jiu-jitsu. Likes to stand and trade. Guy is friggin' huge though, man. Ready with the timer here. It's Herb Dean riffing, I didn't even notice. Do you think it is Herb Dean? Yes, it is. Hey, we're on. Oh man, after that mistake in the first fight of the prelims, now we got him back again. Hopefully there's no back of the head shots or something that should be called that he won't call. Hi. How old is Gregory Rodriguez? 34. I don't know why he looks older than 34 to me. Anthony Hernandez is 32. Ooh. Rodriguez turns and puts him up against the fence, lands a couple shots. Hernandez needs to make this ugly. Trying to body lock. Rodriguez trying to body lock him back now. Hernandez got a tight grip though. Drops down on a double, switches to a single. Eats a big elbow there. Comes back up to the body lock. Elbow attempt by Anthony Hernandez with an early land. Rodriguez turns him, and now Rodriguez backing up towards the middle. Hernandez trying for an outside trip, but doesn't get it. That knee was very close to being low, but it didn't. Must not have been. Now let's see. Rodriguez backing towards the fence. I think he's betting Hernandez is going to try to clinch and go for another takedown. He's going to use that fence to defend. He's in on a single, but he's eating some shots while he's trying for the single. You can elbow him to the back of the head. It's just Herb Dean. He won't call those. Oh, man. Drops down. Rodriguez does a really good job of like switching his legs there. Hernandez should release and throw some shots and then re-engage. And the takedown attempts. Rodriguez attacking the body because that's how Hernandez got hurt in the fight with Sean Strickland. Hernandez clips him with a left hook. And Rodriguez catches him with a left hook. Rodriguez is just so big for this division. Hernandez back in on a takedown attempt. Doesn't get it. Now he's wrapping up the head. Throws a punch, but eats a punch. Rodriguez doing pretty good here. I think I cursed Hernandez by saying that he was going to win this fight. He could still win, but I think Rodriguez taking an early lead here. Hernandez pushing forward, though. Rodriguez takes another body hook. Hernandez back in on a double, single. He shoots in like he's going to do a double, then it automatically switches to that single. 1 minute left in round number 1. I would wager to say Rodriguez a little bit ahead. Elbow by Hernandez on the break. Rodriguez comes in with a 1-2 and tries to get in on another single. Hernandez did. Rodriguez defended well, though. Attacking to the body again. And here we go again. Oh, big shots to the side of the head with that elbow by Rodriguez. Hernandez not having the greatest night so far, but he doesn't look phased. And hopefully he can wear him down and get something good going later on in the fight. I know that's what his tactic is here. Try to wear down Rodriguez. But man, trying to wear somebody down and getting beat on is not the best scenario. Ooh, we do have a couple marks on the face of Rodriguez. I'd like to see Hernandez. That's interesting. Maybe from those elbows on the inside. We'll see. Will the conditioning of Rodriguez hold up? He's a big, strong dude, and sometimes those big, strong dudes can get tired. Just joining us, we're watching the main event, UFC Fight Night 285, Hernandez versus Rodriguez. I gotta think Rodriguez maybe ahead after round 1, but it's pretty close. Hernandez pushed him into the fence a lot, was never able to finish a takedown. Oh, now that was a big punch that was landed by Hernandez that may have done that to the eye, but then he got caught by Rodriguez with a punch right across the jaw. So this is interesting. Here we go, round number 2, main event. Timer didn't start. Sorry, guys. It's going to be behind by like 3 or 4 seconds. Hernandez immediately moving forward again. Double jab cross by Hernandez. Pretty nice. Hernandez looks confident. Rodriguez clips him with a couple shots. But Fluffy's got a good chin, man. And shoots back in on the double. Rodriguez shucks him back up. Oh, Hernandez has an underhook on the left side. Oh, good punch or elbow on the inside. Rodriguez clips him back again. Even these hard shots by Rodriguez don't seem to really faze Hernandez. And he doesn't look too marked up, but on the other side, Rodriguez looking a little marked up. Good striking by Rodriguez. Hernandez can't let too much of that go. He's got to push forward again. He does. Pushes him back into the fence. Oh, elbows to the side of the head. All right. Got 3 of you on Rumble right now. 2 on Kick and 1 on YouTube. What do you guys think of these fights tonight? I haven't had any comments tonight. I thought you guys left, Christian. All right. Rodriguez starting to push Hernandez back. Not the best sign. Oh, kicks Fluffy's leg out from under him. Hernandez stands back up, gets clipped with a left hook. Gets his leg kicked out from under him again. Not looking good for Hernandez right now. Oh my gosh. What? Of what? I guess I don't care. Oof. Ooh, man. Hernandez is in a bad way here. His lead leg is super compromised. He's letting Rodriguez push him all over the cage. Gets that leg kicked out from under him yet again. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. I'm going to be 1-5 on my picks if this keeps up, and this is not looking good. He's got full mount. He's giving him his bow. What the heck? Well, this is awkward as heck here. And this has been pretty devastating for Hernandez here. Rodriguez looked like he was in control of round 1, came out. Just destroyed Hernandez's lead leg, and now he's in half guard on top of Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to come up into a single. But man, he is super compromised in here. If he were to come back from this, it would be pretty impressive, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Oh, kicks his leg out from under him again. He can barely stand. Oh my gosh. This is super bad for Hernandez. We're going to see Rodriguez in a title eliminator pretty quick if he keeps this up. We got Anthony Hernandez trying to stand southpaw just so that leg doesn't take any more damage. It's not good if you're not a natural southpaw. Oh, he comes in and starts throwing. He's trying to knock Rodriguez out and drops back in for another takedown. Finally gets him down and the bell rings. He's going to survive to round number 3. But what's he going to be able to do after that? He's fighting on pure heart. Man, this is crazy. Hi, boys. What you doing, Ivan? Oh, man. Very motivated corner of Anthony Hernandez. In his face, screaming at him, trying to get him to get out there and go for the finish at the beginning of round 3 because he cannot take any more shots to that leg. All right, here we go for round number 3. Can Hernandez stay in this fight? That is the question. He looks like he's going to come out southpaw. That would be a smart move to do while he's at distance, and then close distance and switch it up. And he's immediately in on a double. He does get him down. He needs to inflict as much damage here as he can. He's in a 3/4 mount about here. Has his back. Landing some shots. He's got to keep him down, though. He can't let Rodriguez get back up. He's putting the arm around the neck. Sometimes this is a tactic to just wear on a guy, which is smart. I don't know. Is Rodriguez gonna get tired with Hernandez on top of him like this? He knows how to put weight on you, how to wear you down. He needs like a big elbow or something to the side of the head here. Oh, and Rodriguez trying to stand back up. Grabs the fence momentarily. He was already up, though. Hernandez back in on another double. And Rodriguez tries to split the legs. He switches to a single, switches back to a double. Eating a few elbows here. Oh, gets separation again. And we see Hernandez switch his stance. Smart. Now he's got to watch out for that body kick and that head kick, though, off that right side. Man, Hernandez tough as they come. Definitely ahead in this round. But he's definitely down 2 rounds. And round 2 may have been a 10-8. Definitely a 10-8. So he would have to win the next 3 rounds. Would potentially only get a draw unless he gets a 10-8 himself. Switches double to single back and forth here. Needs to come up with a way to get him on the ground, get dominant position, and wear on him. So I don't know if he's going to be able to finish him here in round 3. Man, he's got so much heart, and he's just smashing him into the fence, trying for one takedown after another, landing a few little shots in there. But yeah, elbow. There you go. There you go. He got an elbow, but he ate a hook, ate another punch there. Separates, comes right back in on him, driving that shoulder into the solar plexus. Trying to land shots, trying to get him back on the mat. Man, Hernandez separates, but he's still keeping Rodriguez backed up against the fence. Coming back in, lands a couple shots, right back in on a single. Oh, tries to trip him down. Rodriguez manages to stay on his feet. This fight has been crazy, man. It looked like Rodriguez was going to finish him in round 2. And then here we come in round 3. Fluffy Hernandez turns it on big time with a compromised left leg for sure. He's been fighting southpaw some. He gets in, switches up. When he's at distance, he knows to stay southpaw. He's got to be careful of that right body kick and right head kick now, though. or the potential of him coming around to that back leg. Oh, he's trying. Oh, I think that was another fence grab. Yeah, Hernandez, big round for Hernandez, but it's going to be enough. He's got to wear Rodriguez down and then try for the finish in round 4, I believe. Switching back stances. Hernandez goes with a left high kick. Yeah, I definitely think Rodriguez is tired. Or not Rodriguez. Yeah, Rodriguez. God, these names. Hernandez back in. All right, so round 3 goes to Fluffy. And Rodriguez looks pretty friggin' tired, man. All right, so Hernandez definitely has momentum. Rodriguez looking a little tired. Hernandez not so much. Yeah, look at that look on his face, man. RoboCop not looking so hot here. All right. Hernandez comes out southpaw. Doing good, keeping that lead foot on the outside. Needs to immediately re-engage. So, oh, Rodriguez with a big shot. Even though he's tired, he's still dangerous. And here we go. Hernandez drops down for a takedown, but gets it stuffed. Needs to not keep that leg out in front very long, because there it is. Oh, man. So Rodriguez, not as compromised as he looked, cardio-wise. This is dangerous. This is not good for Rodriguez, or for Hernandez. Hernandez needs... Oh, Hernandez lands a good left hook there. Hernandez has so much heart, man. Oh, my gosh. Just ate quite a few punches from Rodriguez. This dude's got a chin on him. Remember, the body shots were what won it for Sean Strickland against him. And Rodriguez trying to do the same thing here to him. So we'll see what the gas tank looks like on Rodriguez towards the end of this round if it goes that far. I think if he keeps this pace, he's going to get tired. And, oh, Hernandez does not get the takedown. And now Rodriguez standing in the middle of the cage. Hernandez needs to turn him. Let's not eat that low kick anymore, too. This is not good. So any momentum Hernandez had in round 3 has now disappeared, and Rodriguez has the momentum. Crowd yelling Fluffy, trying to bring him back to life in this fight. Worked in round 3. In round 2, he landed some good shots too, but he was in a really bad way for most of round 2. Now he's got that leg out in front again, switches right back. It's a big body kick from Rodriguez and a big right hand. Switches back stances, eats another low kick. That one he leaned into a little bit. That takes out some of that power, but now he's just getting knocked around the cage here. Hernandez needs to do something here. Oh, leg is not good again. And he's breathing hard at this point after taking all those body shots. Oh my gosh. Rodriguez is going after him. Big left hook by Hernandez, but doesn't seem to have phased him that much. Oh, it's another low kick. He can barely stand on that leg. Oh. This has been a rough one. Round 3 was good for Hernandez, but the rest of the rounds have been all Rodriguez. Hernandez back in on a takedown. Finally gets him pushed up against the fence this round. Look at that defense by Rodriguez. How he switches that leg back and then brings it back forward as soon as he switches back into a single. Yeah, I don't know what Hernandez is going to be able to do here. Lands an elbow and a hook. Back in on a double. And Rodriguez tries using the same defense. Now he's on a body lock. Is Hernandez. He's like a trip. Tries taking him over, but good whizzer. And Rodriguez stands right back up. Yeah, I don't know what Hernandez can do at this point. I thought that Rodriguez's cardio would start to get depleted, and it obviously has not. That look he had on his face at the beginning of this round, he looked worn down, and obviously that was not the case. And Hernandez gets a takedown, but the bell rings. Man. This is not good. I definitely agree with the commentators that Hernandez needs a finish or he's going to lose this fight. Tons of heart by Hernandez, but I just don't know. He's got to get that takedown at the beginning of the round and drop nothing but shots on him non-stop and try to get the finish. He can't win this fight on the feet. His leg is destroyed. Man. Obviously cursed Hernandez by saying he would win this fight. He'll be 1-5 when this is all done. Unless he pulls out something huge here. Immediately shoots in on a single, gets it stuffed. But at least he's got him back against the fence. He's going low, super low on the legs. Got the single. Needs to like trip that other leg out somehow. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Rodriguez turns him. Now he's against the fence. But at least he's not standing in the middle of the, okay, he puts him back against the fence again. Oh, no, 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 no. There's that separation. This is what works for Rodriguez. And this needs to get back in on him somehow. Oh, big left hand by Hernandez, followed by a big right hand by Rodriguez. Hernandez trying to stand and trade. Oh, man. Back in on a single is Hernandez. He needs a finish, though, man. Absolutely needs a finish. Just holding him against the fence isn't going to get it done. And he's trying to wear out his cardio. It's over with. You got to get a finish. Oh, man. Wow. Not looking good for Hernandez right now. Knee to a right cross. It's back in on him. Oh, man. I just don't even know what Hernandez could possibly do at this point. He's got to get a takedown and a finish. And I don't know how you do that against this guy. Let's just see if we have any other results on PFL. Minute 35 to go in the main event. All right, so we had a TKO in the co-main event over on PFL. And main event hasn't happened yet. Oh, some big shots. Gets his leg kicked out from under him, and now he's on his back with a jiu-jitsu black belt on top. Trying to scramble back up. Doesn't get it. Oi. Hernandez is done, man. He's just, I mean, what are you going to do at this point? What could you do at this point? There's 45 seconds left in the last round, and he's stuck on his back. Tries pushing him away. Yeah, Rodriguez gonna pull off the win here. No way Hernandez can win at this point. He's got 20 seconds to get on top and finish this fight. It's just not gonna happen. Now he's got his back. Oi. Oh, he turns into his guard. Oh my gosh, was Rodriguez just trying for a Scottish twister? Okay, well, we're done with the timer. Dang, that was some of my worst picks ever. I got one fight on the main card right. Went 1-5. Picking favorites didn't work, and picking underdogs didn't work. Didn't matter who I picked, they lost. Pick the underdog, she lost. Pick the favorite, he lost. I picked the underdog, he lost. I picked the very slight underdog, and he didn't even look like he showed up to fight. I picked the favorite in this fight, and he lost. Oh, man. Rough night. 4-2 on my prelim picks. Not 4-2. 4-3 on my prelims. There were 7 prelims. Prelims were better than the main card, though, as far as my picks went. What? What, booger butt? Dog's over here bugging me. He's bugging me. Oh, man. That was horrific as far as my picks. I don't think I've had a worse night. Hernandez puts his hands up. Rodriguez got some damage to the face, man. That's 2 losses in a row for Anthony Hernandez. Gosh, that was horrible. Cannot believe that many picks went that badly. Let's look here. Got a result on this yet? Probably not. We'll keep checking. We'll keep checking here until we go offline. Oh, he wants to fight Dricus Duplessis. Smart call out on his part. What? Yes. Right, so if you're just joining us, we just watched as 5 of my main card picks all lost. Didn't seem to matter if I picked the underdog or the favorite, they lost. So, yeah, this is one of those nights where I feel like I cursed Anthony Hernandez by picking him. Gosh. 2 losses in a row for Hernandez, even going and working in Vegas all that time. That's got to be such a huge disappointment for him. That's rough, man. You take all that time away from your family to go train in Las Vegas and then get beat. Tyron Woodley beat Joaquin Buckley 14-8 at RAF. Real American Freestyle. Joaquin missed weight by 7 pounds. Some interesting stuff happening over there. I forgot RAF was even tonight, to be perfectly honest. Let's try to refresh again and see if we have any results. Ivar, why? And there he is again, bombing our video. Ivar, your pain. Nothing yet. It's yet to come on our results. I hope Cyborg knocks her out to finish off her career. Hopefully that finishes off Caitlin Vieira's. I don't know. I hate to talk bad about people, but that's pretty pathetic. When you move up a weight class to fight for a title in your opponent's retirement fight, and you don't even make weight. You didn't even try if you miss by 7 pounds. All right, so the broadcast over there on the multicam is done. Kill that TV completely. Oh, man. Rough night for my picks. I still have a few of you on stream, so I'm going to stay on for a couple minutes. See if we get results from PFL. was not able to figure out a way to watch it because I do not have ESPN. Do have ESPN Plus. That doesn't do you any good. Oh, do we have play-by-play? Let's see if play-by-play is up here yet. Has the fight happened yet? Maybe it's not even happening yet. Oh, we're on round. Okay. Okay, so apparently round 1 has happened. Round 1 has happened, and looks like Cyborg took round 1 10-9. That's as far as we've gotten, according to Sherdog. Oh. All right. Well, still have a few of you on the stream, so I guess I'll just keep going with this play-by-play. We'll see what happens in Cyborg's fight here. Let's see if there's anything else interesting that's popped up on Facebook during our last few fights. I believe 1 and 4 on my picks. That's horrendous. Fighter pushes opponent after bell. Oh, I didn't notice that. Apparently, what's his face? I missed that. Looks like Gage Young pushed his opponent after the bell. I didn't see that. Oh, you know what? I don't think that was. I think that was. He may have been talking trash to him between rounds. That might have been what that was about. I don't think that happened at the end of the fight. It's between rounds, I believe. Let's refresh this and see if round 2 is over. Rafael dos Anjos. See, this popped up. I thought this was like an old story or something because it said UFC 322, which was a misprint. It's 332. He's coming back and fighting Alexander Hernandez. Still don't have any results for round number 2. Oh my gosh. This post on Facebook says, it must be a worrying time for anybody who has dumped a body in a reservoir. These reservoirs are all empty. Let's see. Anything else on Facebook MMA related? Ooh. Okay, I'm seeing it again. I think this is the UFC stats again, saying Topuria versus Pimblett is signed. Would be very interesting. Refresh this again. See if there's any results for round 2. So yeah, and then we got fighters having their purses withheld because they climbed up on the cage. Paddy Pimblett. Who are the other ones? Max Holloway Oh, Cyborg is pumping out her jab effectively. Let's see. They're saying 10-9. As far as the Sure Dog judging, they're saying 10-9. Again, round 2 for Cyborg. But Cyborg actually worked to cut weight, and I can't imagine Vieira worked very hard to cut weight. Okay, there's another post from the UFC stats. They're saying, with Tom Aspinall seemingly avoiding Cyril Gane, Hokit wants to waste zero time, book Cyril Gane versus Josh Hokit at UFC 332. So, not set yet, but they're also UFC stats also calling for Anthony Wint versus Gable Steveson. That would be an interesting matchup.
On the fight, we got rid of the
I'm gonna take a shower and then go to bed.
All right, round number 3, no results yet.
She should be on the deck. I forgot. She just got out of the pool.
Tyron Woodley beat Joaquin Buckley 14-8 RAF 12. Talked about that. They're saying, is there any human being picking Movistar to beat Volk? Oh no. Oy. Those are some crazy fights. Let's check again. Everybody's starting to drop off. Let's see if they got any results for round number 3 here. Nope. Well, I feel you're still on kick. I might leave the stream going for not much longer though. So, in the next day or so, I'll definitely do that stream and we will watch fights of Abdullayev and what's the other dude's name? Watch Abdullayev and Amasov's fights. Talk about both those guys, where we think they're going to fall in to the scene on the UFC. Abdullayev undefeated and Yarosov Amasov with 30-1 as a record. Or is it 31-1? What's one fight when you've got 30 wins? 30-1. Incredible record. So yeah, like I said, I don't think they're gonna put a Ukrainian against a Russian for the belt. They're not gonna have guys from countries that are actively at war with each other fight each other. I don't think. they would do that. So he's probably got to get a few wins against top contenders before, and probably somebody's got to beat Islam Makhachev before he gets the title shot. Oh, round three. Round three, play-by-play is up. I don't know if I'm going to stay on here for... All right, so obviously she's probably going to win by decision if she can't stop her. I don't think Vieira is going to get anything done in this fight. Sounds like she's just getting beat on. Says Cyborg is slowing down a bit. All right. So we're just going to guess that Cyborg's probably going to win. She's up 3 rounds. So unless Ketlin Vieira were to finish her, which hasn't happened since Amanda Nunes finished her, and probably won't happen if she's winning 3 rounds to none, we're going to call it a night. So see you guys soon. Somebody else popped up. I'm getting ready to go off the stream, but definitely check it. If you're not already on Rumble, get on Rumble, because my next stream, I'm going to do a quick intro on YouTube, but then YouTube will go away. We're going to watch Amasov and Abdulayev's fights and kind of just get a feel for where these guys are going to be in the UFC. Obviously, Amasov already ranked in the UFC. He was Bellator champion. He's got a submission victory in the first round over Neil Magny, and then a submission victory in his second fight in the UFC. So, I mean, that dude definitely, I could see him being in title contention really quick. And Abdulayev, 13-0 coming in from ONE FC, and he's got to make his way through the Contender Series. I mean, he's got to win his fight in 2 weeks on the Contender Series, or 3 weeks in the Contender Series, to get his UFC contract. So that's going to be interesting for sure. It's crazy that a guy with that kind of record, they're making him fight on the Contender Series. I mean, that's pretty serious. He's a lightweight though, and that is a stacked division. But I mean, if he gets a good win in that fight, and then gets his first fight in the UFC quickly, like some of these guys have been doing, we could see him, be a ranked fighter by the beginning of next year potentially. Still don't have round 4 play-by-play up. So if you watched tonight, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna call it a night. It was not a good night for my picks. I went 1-5 on my main card picks, 4-3 on the prelims, which is a little bit better considering I kind of just winged it on those prelim fights. A lot of them I wasn't super familiar with, and I still came out 4-3 on those. But man, my picks on the main card did not go well. I picked the favorite sometimes, I picked the underdog sometimes, and whoever I picked, they lost. Hernandez got beat down by Rodriguez. He had 1 good round, maybe 2 good rounds in there. I mean, one that was really good, and then he just got, I guess 2 judges gave him 2 rounds, but to me, I thought it looked like it was 4-1 for Rodriguez, even though I called it for Hernandez. So I'm going to call it good for tonight. I will catch up with you guys maybe tomorrow or the next day to do the stream where we review those 2 guys' fights. And then maybe we'll talk a little bit more about, maybe I'll do a little bit of a review on Cyborg's fight too, if it's up. I don't know if I'm going to watch all 5 rounds if it goes 5, but we'll see. So I'm going to call it a night. Catch you guys next time. God bless.